players have improved most under Man United interim boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. After 4 wins from 4, Manchester United appear to be a team transformed under interim manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Wednesday night's visit to Newcastle United was the toughest assignment yet for Solskjaer, but his rejuvenated side passed the test to maintain his 100% start. The feel-good factor has been restored to Old Trafford following the misery of Jose Mourinho's final few months, and United are playing free-flowing football again in their best tradition. On face value, it looks like the change of manager has brought the best out of every member of the United team, but we have picked out 5 who have stood out. Pogba has been playing as though liberated from a 10-ton weight since Solskjaer replaced Mourinho in the dugout. This really should come as little surprise with the catastrophic breakdown in the relationship between the French World Cup winner and United's former manager well documented. Mourinho clashed with Pogba over tactics last season, barely acknowledged his impressive form at the World Cup, and then stripped him of the vice-captaincy in front of his teammates. Given Pogba's effervescent personality and his influence within the squad, especially on its younger members, this created a schism in the dressing room that Mourinho couldn't recover from. December 22 Cardiff City, A. 5-1 December 26 Huddersfield, H. 3-1 December 30 Bournemouth, H. 4-1 January 2 Newcastle United, A. 2-0. While Pogba did show unnecessary disrespect with his social media reaction to Mourinho's sacking, he has at least redeemed himself with a string of superb performances since. Pogba has finally started to play like an £89 million footballer, scoring 4 times and creating another 3 in the wins over Cardiff, Huddersfield, Bournemouth and Newcastle. That goal return is the same as he managed in his previous 20 matches under Mourinho, and after what was the most productive month of his career, Pogba unsurprisingly won the club's Best Player award for December. His performance against Newcastle was more subdued, but Pogba still showed remarkable work rate and took the chance to extend those long legs in a forward burst at every opportunity. Compared to the average displays under Mourinho, every aspect of Pogba's game has improved, from successful passes to distance run. He looks born again at Old Trafford, and all that transfer talk of an escape to Barcelona or back to Juventus has quietly faded away. For the time being at least, Solskjaer will build his side around a Pogba in imperious form. And that's how it should have been from the moment he arrived. Having scored just 2 Premier League goals all season under Mourinho, Rashford now has 3 and 4 under Solskjaer, in another transformation in form. Like Pogba, the 21-year-old striker has seen his confidence surge and, as well as scoring, has been pulling off all kinds of audacious passes and tricks. Witness the outrageous piece of skill to beat Bournemouth's Nathan Ake and Sergio Rico to set up a goal for Pogba last Sunday. And that was followed up by a smart finish later in the match for United's third and a composed strike to wrap up the win at Newcastle. Premier League unless stated January 5 reading, H. FA Cup 3rd round January 13 Tottenham, a January 19 Brighton, H. January 29 Burnley, H. February 3 Leicester City, a February 9 Fulham, A. That came after his Cristiano Ronaldo-esque free kick was spilled by goalkeeper Martin Dubravka for Romelu Lukaku's opening goal. The fact Rashford now has the confidence, or has been given the license, to even try such set pieces from outlandish distances speaks to the sense of freedom Solskjaer has brought. Rashford is producing the same kind of sparkling form he produced when he first burst onto the scene in 2016, and he is being spoken about in the highest terms once again. As Sky Sports pundit Gary Neville said, "Rashford playing up front is fantastic, I love him to bits. He's played nearly 150 games at the age of 21 and his potential is enormous. It's actually now stepping up beyond potential to where he will be a top-class player." It helps that Solskjaer was a striker himself and knows innately what to say and do on the training field to get his forwards' confidence flowing again. It's been a testing few months for Romelu Lukaku, a striker who scored 27 times last season but looked increasingly bereft of confidence under Mourinho. The Belgian had mustered just 6 Premier League goals in the first half of the campaign under Mourinho and failed to find the net in the Champions League group stage. Having missed the first 2 matches of Solskjaer's tenure, he now has 2-2 and both from making an immediate impact off the bench. Lukaku scored just 2 minutes after coming on in the 4-1 win over Bournemouth and bettered that with an intervention after merely 38 seconds at Newcastle. Of course Solskjaer, the ultimate super sub, knows more than most about making an impact, and that seems to be rubbing off. It will be interesting to see whether Lukaku, with his scoring confidence now restored, is satisfied in playing the troll week in, week out. You suspect not, but at least the free-scoring form of Rashford, Lukaku and Anthony Martial gives Solskjaer a pleasant dilemma. For Lukaku, who scored 27 last season, some 14 more than next highest United scorer Rashford, it does mean a sharing of the burden. The last 4 matches have seen a far greater energy about United's midfield, and that isn't just reserved to Pogba. Ander Herrera and Nemanja Matic have both produced improved performances, with United zipping the ball around with far greater urgency and purpose compared to most matches under Mourinho. And when out of possession, they have been snappier in winning the ball back, albeit playing largely against opponents unable to punish them. Matic has been a good example, losing his tendency to pass the ball sideways and occupy a conservative position just in front of the back 4. Solskjaer shifted the starting positions of United's midfield 20 yards further forward, at a stroke injecting a greater purpose to their play. Matic is not only working harder but is finding more forward passes to spring United on the attack. It helps that he has more willing runners ahead of him. It will be interesting to see whether this changes when United play Tottenham on January 13th and what is the first real test of the Solskjaer reign. Slim pickings admittedly, but Shaw was one of the plus points of the turbulent season opening under Mourinho. Having taken more than his fair share of criticism from the former boss, the left-back had responded with some of his best performances in a United shirt. And while he may have been the last to hear about Mourinho's sacking and Solskjaer's arrival, Shaw admitted his girlfriend burst into the room to break the news. He has looked even better under the caretaker. Given license at last to push forward down the left flank, Shaw has become more a part of the United attack than he has ever been before. His average position on the pitch has moved further forward and he's been able to deliver more crosses, make more runs and link up more often with the forward line. Still only 23, we may be seeing Shaw start to mature into the kind of dynamic wing-back everyone hoped he would become.